so.
We're recording now. Don't say any slurs, motherfuckers. I know one of you guys was tempted to.
Look at it too.
Anyways.
Hello.
What?
Took the 3.
What? I understand you're eating, but I didn't understand a word you just said. Did you say
You
trick
said
or
somebody wants to do it.
I thought you
Somebody
said...
wants to make a slur. I was like, no, make that 2. And then Roll was like, ditto. I was like, make that 3 now.
Oh, I thought you said trick or treat. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, because it sounded similar, alright? You had food in your mouth. Don't even start on me.
I did have food in my mouth.
Today's date, not in real life, but in the game, is the 3rd of Solanum, 1738. The party is currently resting in the goblin shrouded treetops, their little like makeshift base that they had. And 2 of them are currently passed out against a wall. That being Eric Lightrock and Cullen. The other 2, having just looted their surroundings and the enemies that they had slain. Would you guys like to remind us what you guys had collected? If you guys remember. If not, I can go over it.
I gotta go back to the last notes page.
I think I was out for it.
You
Yes.
were the one looting. You looted stuff.
Yeah, but he doesn't remember. He was half passed out.
Yeah.
I got the Revenant double-bladed scimitar at the end of that last fight.
And there was also a whip, correct?
I think somebody got
It was like a weird like flesh whip, I think. Let me see. I think you had gotten that Maverick.
What was it?
Never got that one.
Motherfucker!
Because I got the armor.
D&D Beyond signed me out.
Oh yeah, it did. Me too. Oh, you got the whip. Or I got the whip, I think.
Yeah. I'm about to check that.
I'll check it too.
Inventory. Yes, Deern's Tentacle Whip.
Yes.
It is a long, whip-like strand of muscle that bears a sharp stinger at one end. So, you had collected that, and I had asked you guys, sort of, in our session that we never really got to do, if you guys wanted to do a short rest. And you guys said yes. So we're going to go ahead and do that, which we had already did, I believe. If anybody would like to use any hit dice to heal, now's the time.
Is that how?
I think we all just leveled up, so.
Well, leveling up doesn't heal you. It just adds to your HP. Like Pokemon style.
So
okay.
You know the Pokemon games, how like technically if you take damage, it just adds whatever the level up gives you.
Yeah, you restore a little bit technically because you gain more health.
Yeah, it's like you gain a percentage back because you gained a percentage of your health as a level up. So, yeah, because currently the 2 people that are passed out are Eric Lightrock and Cullen. They are taking... you guys are essentially forcing a short rest on yourselves. Well, I'm forcing a short rest on you, but,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
One second, I have to get rid of this character because that was an old one. Alright. So, with that, Everyone taking a short rest. Does anybody want to keep watch, or is everyone just going to go ahead and pass out?
So we've got Colin and Eric are out.
Yep. Eric can take watch if you wake him back up, but Cullen is out.
I'll take watch.
Since he's taking first watch, I will heal.
All right, yeah, you're gonna go ahead and rest and use just you know how to use your hit die, right?
I do not. Where are my hit die?
So I believe if you tap on your HP, no, where is it? I don't remember where it's at on D&D Beyond.
I'm gonna look at my character sheet. Maybe it's on here.
Okay, so what you do is you're on D&D Beyond.
It says my hit dice is 40/10.
Yeah, I forgot that you have the PDF. I have to with you I have to visualize the character sheet, and I have to remember to visualize the character sheet because you just straight up have a character sheet essentially. But yeah, so what you do is you just roll a D10 and add your Constitution modifier. You can roll any number of D10 up to your maximum number, which is 4.
So my max is 4, but I can
Yes.
roll any number up to 4.
Yes, and
then
you regain them on a short rest, or not on a long rest. So you can only use 4 per long rest.
And then whatever I roll, I add my Constitution modifier to it.
Yes, and that will be how much you heal. So you can technically only roll like a 1 and a 1, and whatever your Constitution modifier is. Meaning you probably rest poorly.
I can't tell if this is a 6 or a 9. God damn it!
Where's the line?
There is no line.
Is there a dot?
No.
Are you rolling a D6?
No, it's the one that looks like a dreidel. I think this is a 9.
Well, there should be a dot.
There is no dot.
Or at the very least, hold on. Yeah, there should be a line or a dot depicting where the bottom's at.
No.
Are you sure you're not rolling a
mine.
D8?
No, it has a 6 and a 9. I just can't tell which one is which.
Send me a picture. I want to see what the fuck your dice is doing to you, man. Of the dice,
The one I landed on is the one right in between 7 and 3. Is that 6 or 9?
Well, I don't know. Let me see your dice.
I don't.
Not every
I can't
dice
do
is numbered
pictures
the
on
same.
Discord anymore.
Why not?
Because it fucking fucks up my cache and makes my app crash.
I don't give a fuck. Send it to me.
Like, I physically have the setting turned off where I cannot do that.
Well, then reset your cache. Why don't you do that? Do you not know how to do that?
Not right at the moment.
It's the same way you would turn off your permissions in the app. But you would just go to cache and clear cache. You don't want to clear data because your data has all your saved stuff. Cache is just temporary loading.
But I'd also have to like go into my actual settings and like enable Discord to do pictures again, and like I don't remember where that is.
Well, I can't exactly help you, so we're just gonna say it's a 6 because you don't want to put in the effort.
Okay, well that's fine because it ended up being a 9 anyway because my Constitution's a +3.
Yeah, but you could have had a 12. Because dice usually have a dot or a line depicting where the bottom is. I don't even think I have a dice that doesn't. Unless there is a 0 next to the number.
There is a 0 next to the other one, but not the one I landed on.
What do you mean?
Well, the other one that might be a 6 has a 0 next to it. But the one I landed on has a 3 and a 7 next to it.
No, I mean like literally on the number has a 0 next to it. Like every number has a 0 next to it. That's the only time that it wouldn't give you a line or a dot.
Yeah, every number has a 0 next to it.
Then you're rolling a D100. What the fuck? Roll the single number one, dude.
What?
You're literally rolling digits of 10, not digits of 1.
Which one's the D10 look like?
The one that has the exact same shape, but single numbers. And if you don't have that, treat that one as single numbers, and the zeros, remove them. But keep that as the backside of the number. Oh my god, this is so much simpler now that I know you were rolling a D100 and not a D10.
Okay, I found the D10. I'm sorry.
Jesus fuck, dude. Why did you... What
I
the
found it, I'm sorry.
fuck?
I was using the wrong dice, my bad.
Why did you say
Okay,
that there were
3.
zeros next to your numbers? Oh, you're gonna make me fucking shoot someone, squirrel.
Alright,
Sounds
so
like
that's
it's squirrel season.
that's a 3 plus my constitution is 3, so it's 6.
Wolf
So I
season,
healed
squirrel
6.
season, wolf season, squirrel season. You got a what?
I got a 3 plus 3, so I heal for 6 total.
Well, let's go back to the first dice real fast. Where was the 0 on that?
Where was the 0 on that?
Was that
first
on the
one?
front or the back of the number? Because it should be on the back. Because you're rolling digits of 10. That should be a 60 or a 90.
Yeah.
What was it? It was next to the 7 and
Where
3.
was the hook at?
7 and 3.
Where was the hook
It
at?
wa-
Was the hook?
It looks like a 9.
You look at the hook upside down.
So then we'll give you the 9. Because you rolled a 9, technically.
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 Alright, so I'll keep this next to me. That's my hit dice. I know what that is.
D100s, that is what that is. That's a D100. You roll both of those for the D100, because that's technically that's part of the D100. You roll the D10 and the D100 as both digits for like 90 and 1 through 9, right?
So what is a 100 used for? So I'll know to use it
Percentage.
next time. Oh. Is that a
Or-
thing we have to do?
Or
anything
if there
with,
is like a table of 100 effects, and I make you like, because there's something called the wild magic table, where if you interact with like untamed arcane energy, random effects can happen to you. Like it can turn you into a potted plant.
Yeah, I've heard of wild magic, but just never fucked with it.
So yeah, that's another thing that could deal with D100 is just like any wild magic table, because there is multiple, depending on what you're messing with.
Alright.
So yeah, now that you know
So-
what that is, you rolled that to heal yourself. Is anyone else gonna heal in this short rest?
I'm already healed.
All right.
I mean,
13.
do I heal in the short rest? Because I think I'm.
Well, yeah, you
Pretty
can
much
if you
out.
want to. That's the whole point of a
If I
short
need
rest.
to.
You're forcing a short rest, so you don't have to heal, but like you're passing out either way.
Okay, well then I guess I'm gonna heal too.
And then while let me go ahead and copy a couple of
Yes.
other things.
So I get 1d8 and 1d12. Yeah, I'm gonna do 1d8 and 1d12.
Well, you have two levels in both, right? So you're
Yeah.
splitting them in half.
Yeah.
You won't get those back until your next long rest, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, dude, speaking of Ren Fair, somebody on my Discord that for like tabletop stuff posted a picture of the dice they got from a Ren Fair. This shit looks sick, babe. Look at this D4.
6 plus 2
Looks awesome.
plus 3. I got 9.
You get 9,
Yep.
and then you add your Constitution modifier to that,
That.
and then that's how much you heal.
Oh no, my constitution modifier was 2. So I got 9 in total.
Oh, 9 in total, so 7 plus 9, plus 2, so that'd be 9. Okay, so yeah, then you just heal 9. And Maverick, you're keeping watch, right? Are you gonna keep watch for the full hour?
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything you want to do in that hour? Or do you just want to sit there and rest yourself, kind of just catch your breath?
Um, I'm opening up back my book and studying.
You sort of sit down, and as you're trying to recollect yourself with everything that happened, you try and ground yourself again, and you immediately snap to your studies, and you're like, you know what? Maybe the best thing to keep my mind off of this is to study. And you whip out the book, and just as you begin to look at these arcane sigils that the book begins to describe, and how they affect like the human bloodstream, and how the human bloodstream itself is connected to the life force of a goddess known as Hemotal or Hemotalia, um, and how she granted you, you as a human, immense power through your blood to essentially channel arcane energy that would not be channelable through normal means. Like, it describes how the weave, the thing that keeps magic in the world, and the thing that is essentially what is magic, and how wizards use like ingredients for spells to affect the weave and theoretically pluck different strings. Whereas you literally use your own blood to create a new string temporarily. That's how your magic differs. And as you begin reading, um, you sort of feel your blood begin to boil, similar to how it did whenever your scales had first awoken, and you look down at them. They haven't changed at all. They're still very, very apparent, um, and almost shine in the moonlight, reflecting slightly. Um, and as you kind of look over them, you hear a small bit of a flutter, and look over, and you see Mr. Tibbles back as his little mouse form, though something's a little different. There is a small ridge on his forehead that has the same kind of scales on your arms and around your neck. He kind of looks up at you curiously. Is there anything you want to do? Or do you want to just finish your studies?
I'll go ahead and as he's looking at me, I look over at Mr. Tibbles and I reach my finger over and scratch his little head and then go back to my studies.
And an hour passes after you finished your studies and sort of just understand the fundamental origins of where your blood magic comes from, and begin to understand how to better utilize it, um, and to utilize it in a similar form as like mages, how they pluck the different strings. You can now create more powerful spells by using your own blood, by wrapping your new created string around the string you were going to pluck before plucking it, essentially. In sort of like the theoretical, like, visuals, right? So, you now have the ability to amplify any spells, but you will also have to take damage. Depending on how much you want to amplify it, you can add an additional damage die, or make the enemy take disadvantage, but you will have to roll a hit die in damage.
Okay.
All right.
Amplify spells equals.
And this is your blood amplify spells. Because you do have a normal amplify thing as a sorcerer, but now you have blood amplify.
And I can use either a damage die or what?
You can, well, you can either add another damage die, or give somebody disadvantage on your like spell checks, your spell DCs, right?
Okay.
So that's that. Um, the other guys, after an hour passes, Eric is the first to awaken, and he sort of walks up to you and is just like, "So, No, no other goblins.
So far, so good.
Well, then I hope we got them all. I know it wasn't a big clan that was attacking us, but it makes you wonder why they attacked us in the first place, right? Such a small clan, why would they risk it?
It's goblins. What do you expect?
Yeah. I guess you can't really expect much from something this primal, huh?
Yeah, but they're useful.
In their own right.
Unfortunately.
As
Then,
they're having this conversation, I also wake up and
yeah, I was gonna say
come
you're
in and join
next.
them. Yeah.
But I was gonna say
Um,
before you fully before you fully get up, you sort of take one last look around the room and you eyeball Jace for a second and their body in the corner of the room, and you sort of just like look at their face and you notice that their eyes are trained dead on you, and their face is stuck in a crooked smile, almost like they're laughing. But they're very clearly dead.
Upon this realization, I'm kind of shaken for a few seconds. But then I slowly approach and call the others over to see if they noticed the same thing that I noticed.
Oh, well, as soon as you point it out, they immediately notice it, and Eric's just like, that's fucking creepy. I don't remember her dying like that, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's another problem too. Uh, as you can see, this dead bitch here is apparently appears to be a lady, but the one I'm after was clearly a man. That means either there's two of these bastards, or this one's a fake.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, it's some fucking magic fuckery, and I don't like it.
Seems like I'll never get ahead of this.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, this is clearly a good step. You found someone who looks a lot like this person you were looking for. So who's to say you aren't already on the right track? Maybe just waiting for the next clue. I mean, you came here by happen chance, didn't you?
Have we thoroughly scavenged the area? Anything left to find?
Other than supplies stolen from the initial raid, I don't believe so.
No new leads. Damn.
Not at the moment, not for you. But we do still need to know why they attacked our village. And I do believe that your quarrel has something to do with it. And he sort of kicks the woman, making her head loll to the other side, so it's no longer looking at the group.
I try to go back over to where I was sitting and kind of just mull over my plan and kind of come up with a new strategy.
Eric sort of looks over the rest of the group and is just like, say, the quarrel that you're after, Corvus. Yeah. You know if they're acquainted with anyone that is powerful in magic?
Oh, Jace, this one. Powerful sorcerer.
Well, I've heard of sorcerers able to conjure replications of themselves. Not perfect, but still useful in the fact that they can take over tasks that you no longer want to do. Maybe this could be one of them. And if that's the case, maybe this is just small fry on a much bigger pond.
It appears our wounded man over there is awake.
Oh, is that what that noise
He keeps-
was? I thought he was dying.
No, that was not that noise.
I thought he was actually just dying, and I was kind of just gonna let it happen.
I actually am just dying. I was smoking. I was just
But
waiting.
we can't say that you just like you started coughing awake, as you have a burning feeling in your chest, like a severe, like somebody just poured like boiling water onto your heart, and you sort of open up your shirt a hair and look underneath your armor, and notice that there is a noticeable active burn on your chest, as if somebody took a brand to your chest till it scarred your skin, and is still slowly scarring skin around it.
Who's around me?
Sorry, not scarred, scorched, like blackened.
Yeah.
Everyone is in the same room as you, so they can sort of see you checking yourself out.
Okay. I'm gonna stop checking myself out. Look towards Maverick. Maverick, did you feed Rockstar? Who fed the donkey? Kind of frantically, because we kind of forgot to feed the donkey.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot Rockstar was a thing.
You guys came into town on something? Listen, our stables burned down like as soon before you guys got here, so we couldn't have taken care of it. If you guys came into town, none of us know about it. I pray to God that there is no goblins still left over, because they probably took your wagon.
I stand, I grab my axe, that bastard, I'm going.
So you just sort of like dive down the tree line, trying to head like down the tree. Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the Goblin King's head first.
Yeah, you cut off the goblin leader's head, and you immediately. Well, didn't you guys already cut off the ears? Because that was what you guys were supposed to do.
Yeah, we already did
I
that.
want the whole head.
Oh, so you have now a single-eared
I have another
Goblin
purpose for
King
the
head.
Yes, I have another purpose for the head.
You have a Goblin King's head with a single ear.
That's fine.
And then you dart down the tree as fast as you possibly can. I will say you do have 2 levels of fatigue, which means you are going to be rolling at disadvantage. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Also, do you know what fatigue does in D&D?
Fatigue or exhaustion?
Sorry, exhaustion. Fatigue and exhaustion. It used to be called fatigue, I believe.
Okay. I don't know what the second stage does. I do know what the first stage does.
Yeah, first stage
I
is
know what the last
disadvantage.
stage does.
First stage is disadvantage on ability checks. Second is speed is halved. Third is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Fourth is hit point maximum halved, and fifth is speed reduced to 0. 6 is death.
Yeah.
So you have disadvantage on ability checks. This is going to be an acrobatics check, as you're trying to just fly down the acrobatics or athletics, depending on how fast, which one you want to use. But this is going to be an ability check.
Either way, I failed it. I got
All right.
most at minimum of 4.
At minimum or at maximum, you mean? Because maximum is highest, minimum is lowest.
Plus dexterity. 7. I got a
Well,
7.
it would be 4 plus your athletics or acrobatics.
Oh wait, my dexterity. 6.
6, yeah, you would have to get a 10. So, you try and climb down. You try and climb down, and you grab on a couple of branches. You make it about halfway when one of the branches breaks because you grabbed on one that was slightly too thin. And yeah, as you're in your adult state, you weren't really able to pay attention to what you were grabbing onto, and it broke. And you fall about, I'm gonna say 15 feet. And I think it's a d6 for every 10 feet. After 5 feet.
Huh?
Fall, I'm gonna look that
4.
up. Well, no, I would roll it. Because I am rolling damage to you.
This guy's gonna get himself killed. Fucking frame 1.
I lost my d6.
Hey,
Where the fuck did
I'm
that bitch
almost
go?
gone though.
No! Where are you?
I got plenty of health though.
Where are you? it is.
At most.
Fucker ran from me. Come here. No, I hid it away. All right, you're gonna take 4 damage. Isn't that what you rolled?
Alright. Yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, you fall straight on your fucking like shoulder. You're definitely gonna be feeling that in the morning. Which technically, as you peek over the tree line and look up after you fall and take a deep breath, trying to catch your breath after having the wind knocked out of you, you do notice that the sun is starting to rise on the very far end of the horizon. And it's kind of beautiful the way it's peeking through the trees, ever so slightly. The other guys, you all see him essentially dive out of the tree and then fall and hurt himself. Eric's just like, what the fuck is up with that guy?
He doesn't always think before he acts.
I just start laughing.
That's not exactly holy man material, but what can I say? I'll let it pass. He hasn't really been holy man material his whole time he's been here, so I'm guessing that vestment's just for show.
Oh, you didn't see him try to throw the dwarf out a window. For the gnome.
Yeah, I kind of heard about it.
It was quite hilarious, actually. He failed 5 times.
Yeah, I heard him. I heard the scuffle upstairs. You guys are being pretty loud. But, job's done. Let's say we head back and you guys collect up on your reward and I get a promotion.
And more importantly, no one died.
Except for the ones that should have. And my brother.
Oh, it is quite unfortunate. We'll make sure he gets his house rights.
Well, that's kind of why I did all this, and I definitely feel better knowing he was avenged.
Tell me, have you got a surviving priest in your compound?
We do not. So hopefully your holy man is actually holy at least on something. Or else my brother is going to hell.
Just R.I.P. brother. He don't know. He don't know.
Okay.
Poor man's
I kinda-
gonna go to hell. Start
I
holding
shot down
any
the
holy.
I shot down the road to Cullen. Oi, Cullen, you hear that? Can you manage one simple purification for the dead?
One simple rite of burial. That's all I need. Even a simple prayer to Solanu will work. I'm sure you can manage that.
You made. I just kind of flashed the barn mark on my chest. What do you think?
Oh, great. We have a damned holy man.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
A damned holy man. And I hate to say it, but a lot of people are going to start calling you Tate Blood now, as he looks over to you, Maverick. Better get used
Wait,
to it.
does that mean? So he's like a leech.
Who?
Also, wait. Well, Maverick is like a leech. Also, Eric's human, right?
Yes.
And we're not disgusted by him.
I mean,
Why would we be?
one of you guys is a human, and the other one's a fucking mermaid man. You're
Yeah,
the only one
I mean,
here being a barnacle boy.
And I probably had humans on my ship at one point.
Anyways, why would you be disgusted by him?
That's outrageous.
Are you a racist?
He would be the only one, and I mean it would make sense considering he's a Tabaxi. Tabaxis are a prime race.
Yeah. So was his fish people.
Well, no, fish people weren't.
They
Yeah,
are.
we're a trespasser race.
Yeah, he's a trespasser race. So are humans. Orcs are
Ah.
a prime race. Halflings, elves, and dwarves are all prime races. And I believe sea elves are prime races, but not his race. Tritons. Tritons are not
Right.
prime races.
Yeah.
There is a difference.
But also nobody really knows what Tritons are, so I get mistaken for a sea elf a lot.
Yeah, most people don't really give him any shit. They just give him shit for looking like a pirate.
Ah.
But anyways,
Okay.
like people know of Triton's existence, but it's very much a thing of like, they don't care to try and point it out because if they're wrong, they'll look like an asshole.
Okay.
Like Dragon Ball Z abridged. Oh shit, I'm gonna start feeling like a racist because you look the fucking same.
Yeah, when you're fucking Vegeta.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. That was great. I fucking loved Android 17, dude. Because that was Android 17 saying that to Vegeta, right? Or was it saying that to Piccolo?
Saying it to Piccolo.
Something like that.
Because Piccolo was all like, I'm not the same Namekian you fought before.
I thought it was like the I'm not the same Saiyan you fought before kind of thing.
Yeah.
They say that shit all the fucking time, dude.
You're not dealing with the average Saiyan warrior anymore,
Exactly. Anyways,
Yeah.
so with that, Eric sort of looks back down, is just like, well, at the very least, we'll see if someone can manage it. Did you ever learn any rites of Solonul burial? Because if you could teach them to me, I could try. And it'd be a hell of a lot better than a damned holy man doing it.
I mean, I assume I know those rights, right?
Yeah, you do. You know some. You
Can I teach
you
them to
know you know a lot of the basic rituals and rites that would go for like burials or purification of houses, stuff like that.
Okay, so I guess the point is at that point, when we get to the village or back to the town.
Well, on the way
Stop,
to the
I'll
town
run
is where
down
you guys
for
would be talking. You would be kind of giving him the rundown of the steps on the way to the town. But
Okay.
he sort of looks back at the rest of the group and is just like, well, best we start climbing down, huh?
Like, you better catch up then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone starts climbing down. They take their time and eventually reach you. And you all start heading towards the town. He recites the step, or you recite the steps to him, and he does his best to remember them. We'll see how well he does.
Yeah.
Oh, not bad. He got an 18.
18.
Yeah, an
Okay.
18.
So
So
is
he successfully remembers the rite and is going to perform it whenever you guys get to town.
okay. Well, when he performs it, I want to say something to the message of Solomon when he performs the message.
Okay. Yeah, because it'll definitely be like whenever he goes to speak, of like allow this soul to pass on into your realm and be granted forever glory in your holy light, that kind of thing. And then
Yeah.
you could totally like speak up.
Well, I kind of want to just. The idea I'm thinking of is more like them touching King Kai.
Oh yeah, like where he would just like
Like,
touch King Kai's back
like
and
that.
cut in.
Yeah.
I get you. I
I kind
get
of want to do
you.
something like that.
Where like he would go to start with the rite and then you would sort of take over.
Yeah.
I get you. All right. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see.
I'm not
we'll
trying
see how it
to.
goes.
I'm not trying to interfere with the riot. Yeah.
No, I get what you mean. We'll just see how it plays out. But I understand what you're trying to do. So eventually, after a few moments, you guys eventually make it back into the north side of town, and start heading back towards the town square where the nobleman's house and the church is at. The church of which is was where the first initial damages were done to most of the village. So as you guys return, the church itself has mostly gone out. The only structure that is left is like sort of the roof after it had collapsed inward. There is still the small like bronze brazier of like the sun with its rays kind of coming down in like 3 lines that represent Solanul and her individual like assistant gods. So that's literally the only thing still standing in the rubble. And you guys walk past that into the nobleman's house. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Are
I
they
want
still
to
mad at
put
us?
the head of the goblin
Yeah, you have the head of the goblin. What do you want to do with
on the soul. I want to put it on the Solano temple,
it? Like just
like on the shrine. I'd like just kind of pierce it on it.
so you're gonna stab it onto one of
Or
the like
well,
the
not
upper.
pierce.
Yeah, you're just gonna place it onto one of the upper like parts of the statue.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, but it's not placed out of anger. It's placed out of more of a respect.
is like look at the yeah I get you. It's like this
it's
is
more of an offering.
yeah this is like this is a ritualistic offering as like a take this tribute.
Yeah.
I get you. All right. So with that, you guys make your way in. What did you want to do, Squirrel?
I was just wondering if the residents here are still mad at us or mad at them.
Um. Well, the residents, as they the guards and because the residents are still out of town. They had literally left the start of the night. And we're going to return upon hearing that it is safe. Which now that you guys have returned, it is finally safe. So they would have to send a messenger out to go get the people. But
Did
the
any
only people
buildings survive?
there
sorry.
is no, you're fine. There is probably a few scattered houses on the outskirts of town, and a few small like merchant stalls that didn't really have any significance, as well as the nobleman's house and its surrounding houses are all safe.
All right.
So essentially, the only places that were protected were the back half of the town square that like the church half was destroyed, but the nobleman's house half was fine, and a couple of outskirt houses. Those are the only things that survived. Everything else is destroyed.
Is there, or was there rather, maybe a tavern or something?
The church is essentially like the inn. It was used as like a place of worship and a place of rest. It was a dry town,
Ah,
but he was
okay.
going to turn it into a meadery. That's what the nobleman had said. He was going to make a meadery out of this place. He had literally was given this small town, and that's why he didn't want to give it up.
Hmm. Maybe I could talk to him about it, investing in this meteorite idea.
Um, he did mention that the surrounding fruits and stuff like that are exotic and local only to this place. Nowhere else in all of Faran are these fruits located. Um, and that is exactly why he wanted it to make a meadery out of this place. He wanted to make essentially like a mead that would only be found and sold out of this one town, and it would become like this massively prosperous town.
Okay. Well, while they're doing their thing at the church, I want to head up to the nobleman's place and see if I can make some kind of business deal with him about it.
You're gonna join him, Maverick?
Yeah, sure.
Eric joins you guys initially, only to grab a couple of guards along with his brother's dead body that has now been covered and put on a sort of like a little carrier. They take him outside, and Eric joins them. They all eventually go over to the
Obviously,
temple.
where I'm standing.
Yeah, there is a graveyard that is behind the church that didn't get touched just because there was no point in burning a graveyard. It's not like you can burn graves. So that's essentially where everyone congregates over there. There is 4 guards that all knew the brother and Eric Lightrock, as well as Cullen. And so now Maverick and Corvus, you guys are both heading into the nobleman's house. Immediately, there is a soldier who is sitting up and is talking to another one. Is just like, "Hey, have you seen my coin purse? I got injured in the initial attack, and I haven't seen my coin purse since. You don't know who's happened to nick it, have you?" And the other guy's just like, "No, I mean, it's been so much going on. I haven't really been able to pay attention to your belongings, man. I'm sorry." It's like, "Oh man, there's like 10 gold pieces in there. I've been saving the whole week." So
Next week.
As we pass them and kind of go out of their range of hearing, I kind of shoot Maverick a look, like kind of subtly asking if he did it.
No. Well, not this time, at least.
Hey, it's okay if you did. I'll keep your secret. Just share the profits.
I didn't take anything this time.
And that's about the point where we get to the top of the stairs. And,
yeah, that's when you guys get to like the base of the stairs, and the guard, after recognizing you as part of the group with Cullen, sort of immediately puts his hand on his sword and is just like, "Halt! What do you want?"
I heard your boss in there was planning to turn this place into some sort of meadery. I might be interested in that little venture.
He's got no business with you unless you've completed your task.
Oh, well, in that case, here's a little something for you. I reach into my bag and pull out one of the ears and, like, kind of just hold it in front of him.
He takes his hand off his sword and takes it, and he's just like, "Very well." He walks inside with you and places the ear on the desk and is just like, "They've completed the task, sir." The nobleman, whose name I don't remember, let me look it up again. Where the heck? Carell Stillwater. Do you want me to remind you how he looks real fast?
Yeah.
Peppered-haired gnome with a
Please.
bright red cap and dark green silk robes.
Oh, that's right. All right, Ginger.
Yeah. So, he sort of looks at the rest of the group and is just like, "So, she's dead."
Boy, she is. But the unfortunate news about that is the one that we killed may not have been the real one.
About
There may be another.
halfway through your sentence, he's like laughing his ass off, and is just like, "She's dead. I'm free. Oh my god! Thank you. Whew. And the goblins are taken care of too, right?"
Oh yes, every last one.
Well, your
I
goal,
start to
right?
put my eyes
He
on.
reaches underneath the desk and pulls out a sack, sets it down. "Here's your reward."
Thank you kindly, sir. I take it and strap it to my belt.
Wait a minute. I step up. This was hard. We deserve a little extra out of this.
Yeah, and you know what else was pretty hard? Having to straighten up my fucking room after your buddy came in and ruined it all. You're lucky I'm even paying you to begin with and not having you arrested immediately after. 'Cause I could.
Fair enough.
I'm very sorry for my my companions' actions. They've never conducted business with a nobleman such as yourself.
Clearly. Though, based on his vestments, I would have said he was the most noble of all of you. Clearly, he's fallen from grace.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Well, whatever it is, I'm glad it's over with. And I'm glad he's not here with you two, as I feel like I can actually talk with you, and I have my guard to keep an eye on your buddy.
Speaking of talking, I heard a whisper back there that you had plans to turn this place into some kind of brewery of some kind.
Yeah, I was gonna take some of the local fruit. Cause hold on, let me remember the name of the forest. Because I have multiple forests that I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if this is the one that I'm thinking of. Alright, yeah. A lot of the local fruit around here has this, You ever heard of a pomegranate?
Why? We used to transport them back on my ship days.
Well, I want you to imagine a pomegranate, but the seeds are on the outside of the fruit surrounded by a banana peel. And then on the inside is a pit, similar to a peach. It's crazy fucking fruit. But if you extract each of the seeds, the actual individual kernel seeds, from the flesh around them, and then ferment that fruit, it gets you drunker than shit, faster than fuck, and is psychedelic. Mildly so, but still, people will pay out the ass for this stuff.
Good to hear, because that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. I'd like to help you get this little idea of yours off the ground.
How would you do that?
Well, I happen to have some pretty deep pockets. I could make a sizable donation.
If you think the 500 gold you just got from me would make a drop in the bucket that I would have to pay, you're wrong. We're talking 500 platinum at least. And that is 10 times what you currently got paid. And that is for the smallest outfit. And that's not what I'm going for.
20 million damage.
However,
How about it?
if you could find a way to secure me some laborers or equipment, maybe I'd cut you a percentage. Because that would save me a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money.
Laborers, you say?
Either or. I'll give you 6 months. If you can do it by then, I'll cut you in at 25%, your whole group.
You've got yourself a deal, good sir.
All right. He puts out his hand. Significantly smaller than yours.
Yeah. Okay. Reach down and carefully shake his hand.
You sort
We're
of
gonna
like
make you rich.
3-finger it. And he's just like, all right. But that's only if you can bring it by the end of the 6 months. I'm giving you over half a year on this, so should have plenty of time.
Of course. And I've got a few ideas rattling around the old noggin for people I could ask. I'm heading back that way as soon as we're done here.
I'd need at least 15 people. 10 might work if I can maybe convince a couple of friends to throw some of their laborers at me. But yeah, 10 people. 10 people. You just tell them to come here, and I'll give them a job. Nice paying, decent benefits, free housing. Once
How well
the
am I
houses have
being
been
watched?
rebuilt. Yeah, the guard is sort of like not really observing you specifically. He is just observing the room in general. But him being a bronze sergeant, you have a feeling Because you have dealt with bronze sergeants before. His eye is trained on you more than anything else. Because he knows your type. 1 second, I have to restart recording because this one's getting full.